everybody acts like this is CNN or something. It's not. Pull that mic out and Nick Lewis, come on into the bunker here. Why not? In the time we have left here in hour one, nobody went and got the guy a coffee.
I know.
Oh, he brought his own. There's a pro.
He's working.
There's a pro. Nick, welcome.
Hey, buddy.
Welcome to the Rod Pedersen Show. Good to see you, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, welcome. Oh. Nick Lewis, CFL receiving king, joining us here in the bunker, a first time. How you doing, Nick?
I'm good.
You pull that mic right up to you there.
Soon to be Hall of Famer.
I'm good.
When does that happen? How
long you got to wait?
It's got to be soon here.
It's like 3 or 4 years.
It's got to be soon.
So maybe 2021, 2022, somewhere in there.
Very soon, I assume.
I seen Anthony Calvillo go in with that great group with O'Shea and all those guys, and I was trying to talk Ricky Ray and John Bowman into retiring when I did, and it could have been me, Ricky Ray, John Bowman, and Ryan Phillips. But nope, they wanted to be
a hell of a group.
They wanted to be selfish.
Bull may never retire. He's still going.
Yeah.
What do you think?
You know, that's a good friend of mine. I had a pleasure of playing with him out in Montreal, and one of the biggest things is you always feel like you can play.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're retiring because you feel like, if you're staying because you feel like you can play, sometimes you just have to say, I'm walking away. That's what I did.
Yeah, no, on your own terms.
On my own terms.
Yeah. Well, so I just got to say this before we close out hour one. We're going to get deep into CFL playoffs in hour two with Nick Lewis and Dan Rashovich. But you told our producer, Clark, that I'm going to love you by the end of the show. I already do. What do you think I think of you?
We go way back, Rod, and I was like, man.
I know.
I couldn't even show my mom some of the things you said about me.
Come on.
But it's all good. You know,
you get a long memory?
You
get a long memory?
I think Rider Nation likes me now.
I think so too. Have I misread this?
I think it was always that love-hate because, one, Rider Nation does love the CFL. And part of the problem is when you guys were in Calgary, it always seemed to be you making those catches or hurdling somebody or the big play.
Yeah, when Hank wanted to look good, he threw it to me.
Or needed a first down.
But you were always good for the CFL because you weren't afraid to say what you wanted in the media. Sometimes you even played it up. You understood that it was also there was an entertainment factor. So I do think that that there was that kind of you knew how to play the villain coming in here.
Oh, of course. I mean, I learned from my cousin. He played professional football and arena football and played in the NFL a little bit. But you have to be an entertainer. There's a lot of people that can go out and make plays. You have to make people remember you. And one of the first things I did when I stepped on the field as a rookie, I said, everybody in the stadium will know who I am by the time this game is over. So it couldn't just be making a catch. I had to either hate, you got to love me or you got to hate me. You know, I'm going to get the WWE belt either way.
I was going to say,
the most hated or the most loved. So, and that's why I created personas and all those personalities is because it played into the WWE theme.
Well, what do you think I was doing? You know Jack Fulton. You know Jack Fulton, by the way.
Oh, I love Jack.
Watches every day.
Love
and
Jack.
he gave it to me. Now, we're friends now, but he said, you called Bo Levi Mitchell a little puke back in the day on Fan 960. And I said, well, I don't remember that. I probably did. But isn't that fun stuff? That's fun.
It is.
Nobody does that anymore.
No, I remember Tad Cornegay, he had messaged me. I think it's for the 2009 final. It was somewhere around there, and then Tad was messaging me. He goes, hey, let's go out on Twitter. So we start going back and forth on Twitter. The fans get involved, and they start getting personal. Tad's texting me. We're all laughing, and we're joking. We got a lot of TV time that game, so it was good.
Name the last time that's happened in this league with anybody.
It probably won't happen that much anymore. I mean,
why?
The guys are good. They're friends around the league and things like that, but you still get the competitive nature, but that serious intent, you don't get as much anymore.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Derek.
Who was the best outside of yourself? Who do you think played that, understood that villain role and played it up? I mean, not Joffrey.
Cornish.
John Cornish knew how to play it a bit. Yeah.
Kyrie Saber.
Oh, yeah.
You know, those are a couple
I don't think Kyrie's was playing. Was he?
I've seen Kyrie's hit people at practice.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. That wasn't an act there.
And the other thing I think that was part of the reason that you guys played the villain, I mean, with all the celebrations. Which I love the boat, or the bobsled one when you guys did the bobsled is one of my favorite ones of all time. The bicycle was good too, but that was part of the love-hate because I do think that fans go, man, why can't our guys do that? Why wouldn't have our guys thought of it that? So they hate you because you're doing it to their team, but at the same time, yeah, it is that WWE villain thing.
I mean, if you're really good and you're a defensive lineman or linebacker, you're going to get double-digit sacks. You know how hard it is to get double-digit touchdowns?
Yeah.
And they do a sack dance every time, right? You got Edmonton, the whole team rolls. But when you get in the end zones, you got to celebrate it, and you got to have fun with it because it gives you a reason to get there. I remember with Cope and Kenyon back in the day, we used to all have our own celebrations set up. This is first touchdown, second touchdown, third touchdown. We choreographed it in the locker rooms before, so we made sure we knew what we were doing and things like that. But that made you want to get in the end zone.
Yeah.
And I remember some of the Calgary fans hated it. They were like, this is not what you do this for. And I said, no, I do this to have a good time and support my family. That's it.
Calgary's got used to it, obviously, right?
We scored a lot of touchdowns.
Right.
That
means you're winning.
That's it.
My only question I was wondering, because the Riders did it a little bit, was when you had time to do it. Because obviously coaches are saying don't take away from your meetings, but you do have a lot of time outside your 4 hours, right?
Oh, man, as a player, you have a copious amounts of time to do whatever you want to do. You know, we practice from 9 to 1:30. The longer my career went, the more I stayed in the locker room more to hang out with the guys and just be around. But other than that, you have a lot of time to come up with a lot of stuff and hopefully stay out of trouble.
Nick Lewis staying with us in hour 2. Duke, we're bidding you adieu.
I'm out.
I understand. Thank you.
You got Hall of Famers all around.
Yeah,
I'm
Dan
getting the hell outta
Rashovich.
here.
Raz waiting in the wings. Hour 2 is coming up with the Rod Pedersen Show on Facebook Live on this Wednesday morning. And listen live at rodpeterson.com.
You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpeterson.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.